Hello. Okay. Okay, Lajim, okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Adewunmi, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And we have our special guest in the house. He has joined. Wow. So just joined. Okay, so but I'll wait for more people. For more people to join before we, continue. Before we start, rather. I can see you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining. So tonight we are here to discuss about our language, our polished or local or popular, posh language. This is where we have found ourselves. Thank you for joining at Sandra. Okay, so can we quickly type where we are joining from? I mean our country, where we are, so that we can take our record. At least we'll know people that are joining from outside Nigeria. If you can hear me, please kindly type your country. At least let's have like 1 or 2, 3 countries that you are joining from. Then I will bring up our guest for tonight's discussion. Texas. Okay, Yoruba for she's from Texas. Texas should be in US. Yes, beautiful. Okay, we have Italy. Okay, USA. Okay, Texas and US again. But I'm sorry for that. Then Mr. I'll say draw from. I'm sorry, I didn't pronounce it well. From Italy. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Okay, we need to get more people to join before I'll bring up our guest. She's one of my mentor from afar, but she did know. She did know she's mentoring me from afar. She did know. I will tell her everything tonight. She did know she's mentoring me from afar. Okay, Brazil, Bahia, all the way from Brazil. Wow, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. Thank you for joining live. Thank you. Thank you. So we are still introducing our country. Okay. Mrs. Tiwalade Ajeigbe, I'll bring it up like in the next few minutes, so that we can start. So whoever that joined after the war, from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, Olajumoke, thank you for joining from Nigeria. Thank you. And then your Papa said, you said you are mentoring us. Really interesting. Thank you, ma. That's impressive. Okay, so that's impressive. Thank you so much, ma. Immaculate join. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Sevaneyo. Oh, my sister. Thank you for joining, ma. Thank you. Good to see you again. So I'll still bring up our guest, though. I guess she's getting prepared. She's ready for us. She wants to share her experience. Fine. She's not even in Nigeria, so those of us that were in Nigeria, we can hear from our own perspective, how she's been able to raise her children and, even teach other children how to speak, understand, and, everything about Yoruba language. How she was able to pull that through, I don't know. But I checked. I'm sure she's listening, yes. I checked. There was a time I checked her page, and then I saw that somebody is doing something about Yoruba. I'm like, really? I was impressed and I was inspired, okay? I met her in this industry. I was inspired. I sent her a DM. I can't remember if she can still remember. I don't know. I hope she still remember this. I sent her a DM and I said, ma, I love what you are doing. I know. And she said, oh, yeah. And after that, okay, let me just for sure. Oh, she said she remember. Interesting. Can you imagine? She said she remember. Okay, so even then, I've not even started. Or I've started, but maybe I was confused. I don't know what or how, but thank God for clarity. It's beyond the fact that I know about Yoruba language, but it's a whole lot. Yeah, it's a whole lot. So I'll bring you up now, Ma, and we can start. So just accept the request. Yep. Ah, she's here. Like. She's there. I'm super excited, man.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Good to see you, Ma.
Good
Oh,
to see you too.
I am super excited, though.
Yes, so I'm excited. This is great. Great
Oh,
initiative.
thank you, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Ah, man. I don't even know where to start from, but I will start. I will start.
let's just let's just
You
start
know,
from anywhere, beginning, middle, or
anywhere,
end.
anywhere. Exactly. I love your smile. It's encouraging me to come out. I'm like, hey, I want to speak to someone that is already doing big in the industry. How will
Ah.
Oh, boy, it's fine, it's fine. I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, Ma. I was discussing with my husband today, and I said, while we're growing up, okay, I don't know whether you grew up here in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. Okay, can you just introduce yourself quickly before I take it?
Okay, so my name is Tiwalade Ajeigbe. Yes, I did
Okay.
grow up in Nigeria. I grew up and
Oh,
I
great.
left Nigeria I went up until high school in Nigeria. And
Okay.
then I came to the United States for my college,
Okay,
right?
great.
And so in college, went through college,
Okay.
studied engineering, and then
Wow.
just graduated
Okay.
regular, started working, and
Okay.
this one too just kind of hit me in the middle of this whole Yoruba
Okay.
experience. Just
Okay.
hit me in the middle of discovering life,
Hmm. Okay.
and yeah, I mean, you can ask me whatever, but so pretty much growing up in Nigeria, I grew up actually in Ibadan when I grew
Oh,
up in
great.
Nigeria. Yes,
Okay.
so I was exposed to both. So I was raised in a bilingual home, so I spoke both English
Okay.
and Yoruba, and
Yes,
of
are you?
course yes. So through interaction with everybody, you're my call Yoruba, you learn your Yoruba, you learn the
Okay.
English, and
Okay.
yeah. So and
So
obviously in the
naturally
United
you pick it
States,
up. Naturally you pick speaking
yes,
Yoruba up, and your parents also
yes.
speak at home, right?
Yes,
They
yes. So
speak it
I
at home.
started out from the beginning speaking both,
Okay.
speaking both Yoruba and English. I didn't start
Okay.
out just with Yoruba, and I didn't start out with English. I started out with
Okay.
both. And
Okay.
so, yes, I mean, just really quickly, not to dominate the conversation, I remember even as I was growing up, very, very interesting, because we started out with both. I remember mixing both English and Yoruba in my sentences.
So you have
Ekurole.
okay.
So
Okay.
mixing both Yoruba and English in my head. So I would say something like, um, maybe I'm gonna so you go English.
You go English
I
interesting.
mean,
Oh,
or
geez.
just mixing up, both it's not coming to me right now,
Okay.
or mommy
Mo- mo-
moti
mo-
jẹun
mo-
tán,
Mom is mom is sleep. You can say mom is sleep.
exactly, or
Mom
things
is
like that,
still.
just mixing both and
Yoruba
combining both
Pikin
in the
just joined.
sentence.
Wow.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for joining Yoruba Pikin. All
yes,
this all this our online mentor.
yes. You're happy kid. Good evening, no. I mean, good morning, good afternoon.
Good boy. We are in Nigeria anyway.
Okay, fantastic. So you ask me the questions you want to know, I'll answer. Don't let me dominate. The story is long.
It's actually in the story that some parents will find the reason why they should be able to they should allow their child to learn the language like now, not until when they are of older age, where they will not be doing a kwaba, you understand, and when they will not be need for it, okay, you understand. So okay, I have this question for you, ma. Why do here in Nigeria? In school, English is the language they use to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Basically. Now, and then at home, parents too, they will speak English.
Mm-hmm.
How will such child or children learn or how to speak their mother tongue when everywhere around them is English, English, English? How? Because if they continue speaking this language and they are not speaking their own native language, do you understand that? There is no way the children will even have any opportunity to hear the language from anyone. And the child is supposed to hear it from the parent, at least first language from the parents. That's what brought about the topic that my language is not posh like English. You're speaking English is very sweet. I feel like kissing you right now. but for Yoruba, they were like, it's a local language. Now someone said we should speak Yoruba. Yes, we do, but we want this conversation to cut across. It's beyond Yoruba. It's native language, mother tongue language. Do you understand that? So at what point will such parents infuse this our own language or to teach the child? At what point? When everywhere around the child is English. At what point? Now, and I know that you deal with a lot of kids. You do a lot of kids very well, and then how is the experience, or what can you share?
Okay, so I can tell you for now, and I can tell you that, of course, as a culture, we've made a mistake in the past, right? We've made loads of mistakes in the past. Let me go back to the beginning, okay? And I remember, I've said this a number of times every time I give talks or even, speak to people. The honest truth is that when we were growing up, when we were growing up, they told us that our language, our native tongue, was known as a foreign talk, vernacular. So at the end of the day, we all grew up feeling like that language was not the acceptable language to use in an everyday conversation. The Western language, which was the English language, was the more acceptable language. So slowly and slowly, we all grew a complex to be able to speak language, whether it was a subconscious thing or a conscious thing, everybody preferred to teach their children other languages. This day and age has gotten so bad that now we prefer to speak English, Spanish, French, Mandarin, everything else but your own native history, or mother tongue.
You're washing away your own language, does not have any.
That poshness that we are talking about has come from a conditioning of our minds. To say that, okay, ibite wanye posh, right?
Posh, and look
posh. But they told us that our language was vernacular. And as a result, we shouldn't speak this vernacular language. We should go ahead. Exactly. Thank you. Brainwashed is the word. Brainwashed.
Yes.
We were brainwashed to think that, exactly. We will write our names down. They will write our names down for breaking the rules.
In fact, sorry to cut you. Yoruba application, you just send some. Is that even in schools they will say don't speak vernacular, or the class captain will put your name down. In this, I'm already planning to do a video on it, that if you pay for vernacular when you're in secondary school, please come out say, we need to collect our money from that class captain. We need to go. We need to go back and collect our money from that class captain with tax.
Slowly, even from our own generation, and I'll tell you, it was different in my own parents' generation. My parents,
they were different about it.
Yeah. So our parents' generation, they were the ones that entered into independence, right? And so they were the ones that, they learned both Yoruba. They took pride in that. The other day I was having a conversation with my dad, and he said that when they were in school, their principal will come and give a speech in the native Nigerian language, Yoruba.
Yoruba. That's beautiful.
To give speech, right? But then our so Yoruba, no English there. And so they learned naturally Yoruba, even from school, from their house, from the community, right? And so it was in our own generation. I want to talk they changed everything, and now it has become uncool. In our parents' generation, it wasn't so bad. Need generation Tawa. So now our own children We are now seeing the mistake and now wanting to go back.
To go back.
We change that. Hopefully, we will be successful. Lagbara along.
Okay, so this person, she said, I think we Yoruba are too posh, not wanting to speak it at home. So we raise children just in English.
Yes, unfortunately.
And then I think I saw something that she was talking about Igbo or something. Let me, I missed that. Okay. And then Yoruba people said, we even believe that that Lagos Yoruba is better the other part of the Yoruba speaking part of Nigeria. I didn't get it's better the other part. I didn't get that clearly.
So I think that maybe what she was trying to say, I'm not saying that, is that, you know, there's different dialects, right? And there are some that obviously the Yoruba people came or are known to be more from the Oyo area. Abi?
Yes.
Obviously, Adeti dispersed, and thankfully we are mostly in the western parts. There are people in Benin, there are people in Togo, and through immigration, Adeti was we are all in Ireland, we are all parts of the world, you know, through immigration. And so, as a result of that, the dialects have changed, terminologies have changed, right? And obviously, so some people feel like I'm not a believer of that at all, you know. I'm a believer in the evolution of language, however, right? In that there is not one that is better, but you still have to preserve the original. Right? So, yes, exactly. Preserve original language, and at the same time, you are open to evolution, because if even English goes through the evolution of language, Spanish has, every language has, otherwise you will be stuck. Because as technology is improving, right? As we're improving, I need computer, I need all these terminologies. If we don't quickly adapt and say,
don't develop.
Exactly. So that's my own exactly.
Okay, so do you think that you want to say something?
No, I was waiting for your question.
Oh, okay. So my next question is that, do you think that Yoruba language, for example, is actually complex? That's why parents are not even, you know, willing to teach their children. Is it complex?
Not at all. You know, there are so many more complex languages that people learn. Arabic is a complex language, right? And there are so many Arabic-speaking people.
I've not even looked at that one.
You know, and I remember I took a class one time. They told me Arabic on the language level scale was like a 6, and Yoruba was maybe like 2. You know, so they are more complicated
language,
you know, than Yoruba.
Yoruba,
for instance, does not recognize gender, right?
Yes.
And there are some languages, especially even, you know, the Spanish, that recognize that. So it doesn't make it as complicated, you know, to learn. Of course, our tones make it complicated, right? Tones, you know.
You know, there's the tone that's actually a big thing. Like, children are trying to pronounce something and they'll pronounce something else. So I'm like, you need to calm down and understand that Yoruba language is a tonal language. It's not like English that you can just say something and all. Okay. So, Ma, what can you say to parents to help them understand that Yoruba language is not actually complex, as it's in quotes? Because trust me, parents are not teaching their children this language. I'm serious. Just few.
Yes.
I mean, out of 100%, maybe 2%, maybe 2. Yes. In fact, when I even started out, people were like, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
I mean, you know what I am doing.
Yes.
You know, but now I know what I am doing, and you know, what can you say to parents?
So, I mean, I think there is a school of thought to say that. I mean, especially just speaking to the people around me and people who are not interested in language. And I've heard so many different rhetorics. One might be, what do you want to use Yoruba for? Nobody is trading Yoruba. Nobody is doing business in Yoruba.
Let me shock you with this. I will come back and do a video about it. When I wanted to study in the university, I was taking my course of study. I wanted to study a particular course. Do you understand? And then I was given Yoruba language. I was given. That's not what I wanted to study in university. But trust me, day in, day out, I can tell you that I think this is what I'm supposed to study. It's a whole lot. In fact, oh deep, God, let me use that language. Oh deep.
I'm only imagine.
I will come back and do a serious video and teach and talk about it much more.
Did you study in the University of Ibadan or where?
Yes, first degree University of Ajeigbe, then second degree University of Ibadan. My master's.
Ibadan.
Yes, so I have to do Yoruba language. Yes.
You know.
So when I started out, I did not want to study Yoruba. My mommy did. She cannot understand that you want to study this and this is what they gave you, and it was a lot of struggle for me. But then it just like 2 years ago, I just come to term that let me sit up and see this thing. What is it? What is inside this Yoruba? Yeah. I can tell you for free that there's so much. I mean, 1001 stuff in this Yoruba language. So I'm glad I find myself here.
Yes. So to address parents who are not so encouraged to teach the language, I think that more and more, as you know, especially children in diaspora, you know, we are hearing back from people who grew up and saying that, you know, I feel like I'm neither here or there. I'm never able to connect with a community that has been here for so long, and I'm never, because I am torn between cultures. You know, so people come back and say that, you know, wish that I had more of a connection to my heritage,
to my language.
You know? And so we've heard that school of thought quite a bit, and you know, it's unfortunate that has happened, but that's why places that are own organizations like yours and mine are trying to rectify the gap. But if you are still in that space where you can speak the Yoruba language, right? I think that it is never too late to start, which is the case with me and my own children. And it is never too early to start. Right? It is never too early to start. I think that honestly, even though the truth is that you may not be in an environment where Yoruba is being spoken all the time, right? Little building blocks will eventually become something. Every time you are saying something, you can speak in Yoruba to your child. But one thing that I beg the community to do, right? We've had enough of that is my motivation. That is my motivation for doing this, right? So a lot of our children will pick up Yoruba in a bilingual home, like a Yoruba language home. They will pick up the language from their parents. Most of the time, you know, they'll probably pick up all those things. And I'm picking up a lot. You know?
Okay, ma, there's a question here for you, ma. Hold on, ma. There's a question. It said, I think many Yoruba parents in this age don't understand Yoruba. So how do they in turn teach their children? This is deep.
Yes. So the people that don't understand,
if they don't even understand the language,
the people that don't understand, unfortunately, they will have to resort to classes, right? I mean, to me, I say it's unfortunate because we are missing opportunities, but it is not too late, right? It's not too late. We can always rectify that. So unfortunately, most in some money pay, boy, I'm America, about our UK, all the people that
Nigeria. I'm like, I don't understand.
You know, but hopefully that will not be the situation. We will still find an opportunity.
So, in a house,
I pray so.
In a house where you hear their surname, you hear Oyedele, Adebanji, you hear their surname that this person is a Yoruba person. You barely see one person that can speak fluent Yoruba or whatever language they choose as their native. Why? Is it that?
Yeah. So for me, I think no judgment. So no judgment. I think that, like I said, it was a conditioning of our minds from the past. That when obviously we were trying to westernize the world through education, they wanted us to speak less of the native language so that we can
speak less.
Yes. So that was where the mistake of our parents. And there was this ideology that once you start to speak one language, right, it might affect your
other language
in the other language. So Yoruba might affect you know, that was a very common school of thought. So
okay, so ma, I heard Yoruba Piki, he wrote something, said that students speak 4 languages. I don't know how he was able to pull that through. I don't know. Maybe I can even bring him up to kind of share with us. I don't know. If he's still, I don't know how. 4 languages, and you're not even in Nigeria. So parents that reside in Nigeria, you need to hear this. So that you're in Nigeria does not mean that your child cannot learn or speak your language. It is not a necessity. If someone that does not reside in Nigeria, I know I've been seeing their posts and on, but they always, I'm like, they are just too creative about the language. You know, I don't know, maybe you usually watch their skits and all. You know, about Peking, I don't know how are you able to pull this through. Very okay. I hope it will say something now. Let's just hold on, or maybe I can just bring him up to quickly share. I was able to pull that out to encourage parents that your child can actually learn and speak more than English.
Yes.
They can
I think that children in general have the capacity to take on much more than we can. Of course, there are some people who are more gifted than others in being able to learn one language, right? But I think in general, the earlier you do it, the better. I have had friends, and one of my motivations again for doing this is some of my friends in other communities, like my Indian friends and my Spanish friends. I always ask, yes, and there are even some that are able to speak, that have like different parents. Maybe I have a friend that has a French parent and as well as Spanish parent, and the kids both, you know. So some people have said that they've used the method of you will speak, one parent will speak one language to the child and only that language. The other parent will speak the other language only to the child. And in school they will do their English. You will learn English anyway.
It's cool.
And
I wish they can invite us.
Thank you.
Well,
yes.
However,
for me, in my own situation, it was a little different, right? I did not start out wanting to teach my children Yoruba. I just thought, okay, they would naturally pick it up, right? So my husband and I were both Yoruba speaking people. Right? And I would just say whatever I needed to say to my children, thinking that they will pick it up. But I just realized I was starting to go down the path of I was starting to go. So, I mean, so in me trying to get them to respond, they were getting frustrated with me, right?
Wow.
Oh, leave me alone. Don't
you're stressing me.
I'm stressing them out. Why am I forcing this and that?
I can't relate.
Yeah, so what I now decided was, okay, maybe I should set up a time, right? Just like we learned English. To now say, okay, these are your flashcards for English. Let us set up a time for Yoruba, right? And so I said, okay, we will do that. But in doing that, I now started looking for resources everywhere, right?
Now you could not find.
Then I was not finding resources
that
they
can,
would be
interested in.
The days of Paw Patrol and all this flashy.
Exactly. That's thing that will interest them and
you will not come with your black and white book and say you want to teach them.
They'll be like, what are you saying?
Nonsense. Mommy, go away. I don't want to.
They can't even speak.
Exactly. So
you need to speak their language.
Instead of complaining about it, I said, let me go and see what I can do. And I just started slowly, and I just started to see what I can develop. So it's a work in progress, better to have something than nothing, right?
Than nothing.
And so I think overall, setting up a time, if you are finding out that your children are not, they don't feel like stressing themselves out, right? Then set up a time that you people can start to practice. Set up a specific time. And then when we started doing that, and I was discussing with some of our friends, they also found it interesting. So we said, okay, let's do it together. So this is the birth of classes, right? So we started to come together. It started to grow. People started to gain more interest. And so one thing I found out about doing things together is that these kids,
collaboration,
they can relate, right, to each other. So they don't feel like, oh, this mommy that is always speaking all this gibberish language. They are learning, their friends are learning, their families are learning together. So they feel encouraged to learn, right? So these are for children who are already grown. So this was the method, and I find out they are very excited to learn.
Wow, interesting. Yes. Thank you for sharing, ma. Okay, so my another question here said, when is the best time to teach a child a language other than English? Like, when is the best time? I think
from day zero.
From day zero.
So my youngest is 4, and I started to. So of course, the older two, I wasn't really interested. I wasn't attentive to teaching them Yoruba. But for my youngest, I decided I'll start from age 0, right?
Age 0. So
age 0.
Immediately you started speaking the language.
I started it, but I think that it was harder because his older siblings were more English prone, right? So a mixture of English and Yoruba, but Ulo understands you, right?
Because he started early.
He's more natural for, but he's still more he leans more towards English than Yoruba because he's surrounded again by English, right? But I think age 0, and just be consistent with it.
Consistent. So you will say that it is better to start age 0, just like you said,
just like English. You know, when we are teaching English, it's so fascinating how I don't know how many people remember when your children are making sentences, and you know they will make mistakes in English. You know, so it's okay for them to make mistakes and say, "Mommy, I run away." You know, and they'll make grammatical errors. They say, I run, you know, and that's how Yoruba also will work.
Well, right? Okay.
Yes, so they will start out with maybe one word, one phrase, you know, so we shouldn't judge them if they say something like more fair, more, you know, and they are trying to create the sentence. It's okay. We will just naturally teach them and correct them like we are doing for English.
My guest last week, she said something like this also. She said that we should not laugh at them. You know, we should not make jest of them if they make mistakes. We should just correct and be consistent, and also catch them in their happy time. So when do you think, she said we should catch them in their happy time. Let me also ask you, when do you think you can actually get your child interested? Like, is there a moment that you also want to share with us? Like, maybe there's this moment, maybe when they are eating, that's when you now speak, or when they're about to go to bed. Do you have any moments that you might want to share, ma'am?
Honestly, for me, every day, every hour, every minute, the same way I'm conversing with you, the only thing is I will tell them, Ani, Timabe so Yoruba, Yoruba. Yes. So although it's sometimes hard, it will be hard, you know, but they just try and find the words. Ole for Yibosi, I'm not judging you, right?
Okay.
Just find those words. And if you don't know, it's a teaching moment. You know? Yes. But Mama saw Yibosi or no. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But to about what Timati saw Yoruba, Damilo Yoruba.
So they have to respond back. So when they respond back in Yoruba, it will help them to assimilate and understand when they want to say such word, they know what to say and how to say it. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I have another question for you. Okay, now that you have a community that you are teaching kids that are not in Nigeria Yoruba language.
Yes.
What about we here in Nigeria? Okay, apart from school, a lot of schools don't even teach Yoruba language.
That part breaks my heart.
So please, what do you think? Because I had a friend in South Africa. I featured her daughter before one of my posts. Okay, she said they are teaching. One day she sent me that girl assignment from school that he will talk about from school. Serious Yoruba question in South Africa. Like in our school, they are teaching Yoruba language. I was so impressed. I'm like, are you serious? Now, here in Nigeria, a lot of schools don't even teach Yoruba language. You know, how do you think we can balance this here in Nigeria? Thank God for people that are outside the country that are trying to do stuff like you. Thank you. But even you're not even enough. And my sister, what's her name again?
Gaming.
Baby, yes. She's also there. But it's not enough. We actually need more. If not, this language will just go. Like, just go into extinction. It is very possible, ma. It is so easy. Even my own generation, we barely speak Yoruba language. Me, anytime, anywhere I find myself, I try to just infuse few Yoruba. I don't want to also show that I can speak the language. What's your local? Yeah, that's the language.
I love your Yoruba, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, ma.
I am still a learner. I'm still going to continue to learn. You know, just like in English, there is no absolute, right? So we are all learners. you shouldn't be ashamed. Got to more.
No more, sure.
And
Okay.
so I think that at the end of the day, you shouldn't be afraid of where you are, but you shouldn't be afraid to
Oh,
grow,
who you are.
to grow. You shouldn't be afraid to grow at all. So my own thing is that there's no judgment. I always tell people in my classes and everything, this is a no judgment zone. Don't be ashamed. It doesn't matter if you are not quite there. So going back to our schools, like I said, it's quite unfortunate. I don't know these people that are making decisions about our educational system, but it's definitely a disadvantage for a culture not to be able to have, as a matter of fact, the curriculum, it should be a no-brainer, right? We should be able to speak every major language in Nigeria. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, as a mandate.
As a mandate.
Is going to bring us together as a nation.
Together as a nation.
When I go to the north and I start to speak the northern language
and communicate, and you want to buy at the bossa, you are speaking the language. When I was in secondary school, they taught us Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. I can sing some of the song. Da Maliyo, 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 da Maliyo, da Maliyo. I said, we have both English, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. Why in secondary school today? You have to choose just one, I think.
And all the other little ones as well. In India, there's major languages, and then there's all these dialects, right? So as Indians, I have Indian friends that speak multiple of the Indian languages. There's absolutely nothing wrong with speaking more than one. I think the kids are capable. Why cap them and put them in a box? It is baffling to me. So I think that our school, they are making a mistake. I don't know who is listening out there that can encourage our schools to go back and start to teach all the languages. Yoruba, I want to learn Igbo. I want to learn Hausa. I want to be a speaker of all those things because it makes us more united. It makes us more united as a nation. And I think that if you have an opportunity to influence any curriculum in those environments, please incorporate Yoruba into your curriculum. And if you are needing materials, if you are needing anything, just, they can be developed,
Sure.
If they are not out there. And teachers, look at our Lady Yoruba. She's graduated, she has her master's. We have qualified people, that are willing to develop materials and be leaders in that environment. So it is it's unfortunate, and I encourage people to put it in their curriculum.
Thank you so much, Ma. I've learned so much. Now I don't know if I can bring up Yoruba Piki now, maybe next week. I don't know. It's sharing a lot of information here. He said something here. He said when my kid gets used to your language, when your kid gets used to your language, they will always respond using the same language. For example, if I speak English to my children, they will respond in Yoruba unless I say otherwise. Do you understand that? Like when he speaks English, for example, now, when he speaks English, the children, they are eager to reply back in Yoruba. Do you understand? Now they've been able to have at least some grip in speaking the language. Do you understand? So parents, I trust we're all listening anyways. So Staremi said that my children, let me check. She said my kid will say mama mi kilo feje. Beautiful. Then I keep correcting them that you only use kilo for someone who is within your age bracket. And they are getting it. The difference between E and O. You see, when I was teaching sometime last week I was teaching them about pronoun in Yoruba. Pronoun, that's oraroko uruko in Yoruba. And I told them that there are things that you don't use for adults. That is someone that is older than you. You use E or you say anwo. But if we are not teaching them, they don't know. They'll just, they'll think everybody, English is, I don't know, maybe it's that respect or not, I don't know.
Yes, no, I think obviously there's grammatical structures to Yoruba. We are learning local and but I think that overall, even just to be able to respond to things, and as they respond, you can all correct them if you know. I think it's harder to if the children are feeling like they've made a mistake in those areas, of course you correct them in it. and not say, Oshimalo, Efu, me. Yeah.
They don't know.
Yes. They did not know. So it's very important to go ahead and help them to see the reason why you would do this and let them understand. Yes.
Understand.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so Ajeigbe myself, and that is our current struggle right now. Like she's trying to, teach the child there is difference between O and E, and O.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think that again, like I cannot stress the fact enough that when the children are younger, right? We all make all kinds of grammatical errors in English.
Sure. Right? Even me. So, yeah.
Like
no one is perfect.
2-year-old, your 3-year-old. Yes.
Continue, ma'am. I want to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Continue.
Your 2-year-old, your 3-year-olds, we intentionally help them and we sit down, we do flashcards. Apple. B, ball. They go through all those exercises even for English. They do tracing. There's no reason, like it's a language, right? That's why we will have English. There's no reason why we cannot do the same type of exercises parallel when they are learning Yoruba. Aja, bibata, and then help them. Okay, by Lushimaso, Olosi, Olosi, and then you teach them the difference. You teach them the differences between, the pronouns. You teach them just like they do when they're learning English, So I think that we can do it for English. You can do it for all the other languages. Do it for language. And if you don't understand it, then you can sign up for classes.
Classes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, so I have this young Auntie Remy. I don't know if you are still there. He wants to read numbers for us in Yoruba, 1 to 50. But the mother told me last week that the boy can read 1 to 1,000 in Yoruba from the book. I'm like, are you serious? So I said, I promise her that I will bring him up to read. Let parents just see that this thing is actually possible.
Yes.
For your child to learn and speak and even read your language. It's really possible. So let me see if I can add her. Where will I go from here? Let me check. I need to add someone. Okay, I'm here. Okay, she says she's here. Okay, so let me quickly add her. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you can add me later. Just take me off the screen. Or if we're done, then you can add her easily.
Okay, I can't really add that because we are here now. Okay, so let me just
you can take me off and then
I'll bring you back, ma. I'll bring you up.
Okay,
back.
No problem. I'll be here. No
just watch and read and enjoy him read. Okay.
Okay, no problem. I'll look at
yes. Okay, so let me add. She said they are there. When she okay. So Star Remy's son wants to read them Yoruba numbers. Okay, yeah, she's there. Hello, ma.
Yeah. Hi.
In this boy, everybody's watching you. So even Yoruba is fantastic. I can't wait. People are ready to hear him read numbers in Yoruba. Oh yeah, let's go. We can't see his face. So what happened?
I have prepared his mind.
Oh yeah,
this.
Is he shy?
I don't know. He said, "You don't want to do. You are online."
You're online. Oh yeah, let's hear you read. Family, you're not ready for us. Okay, I'll bring him back. Let me bring up remove. Okay, so let me bring up Yoruba Pikin. You're coming up, Mr. Yoruba Pikin. Come and share your experience. How you've been able to raise. This is not bilingual again. More than bilingual now. More than bilingual. 4 language they can speak. I can't wait. Please join. I just added you, sir. We are waiting for Yoruba for kids. Yoruba. Oh, Yoruba Pikin is there.
Good evening.
I am super excited to be connected with you live and direct, not from post. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for doing extra job. like you're not in Nigeria and you're doing, I said, is that the work you do? Like Monday to Friday, that's the only thing you do, just teaching them Yoruba. You are just too consistent. You are just too consistent. How are you able to put that?
Thank you very much.
How?
Well, we started from when they were very, very small. I would say when they were actually in their mom's womb.
Wow.
So I realized that my wife started speaking to them when they were still very small, and I got motivated. So I am a lover of Yoruba language.
Okay.
Right from when I was very small. So one thing I would say to other parents is that you just have to be very, very consistent. And we kind of developed 2 tactics that we've been using, and it's been working for us.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Number 1, if you want to speak your mother tongue to your children, you just have to stick to it. If you want to speak Yoruba, for example, don't mix Yoruba with English.
Don't mix Yoruba with English.
Don't mix Yoruba with English. You can easily confuse them. Like for example, when my wife is speaking Polish to our children, she doesn't mix it with English. It's purely Polish. So when I'm speaking Yoruba also, I don't mix it with English. Of course, there are some words that we don't have the Yoruba. We don't have the Yoruba words for them.
Translation for
exactly. You can use the English word for them.
Okay.
But if there is Yoruba word for something, even if you don't know, you can do extra research just to get the meaning and then use it whenever you are conversing with your children.
Okay.
So that's it. And then the second thing is that you don't laugh at them when they make mistakes.
Yeah, my guest said that last week.
Yeah, kids will always make mistakes. They will always make mistakes. For example, my children make mistakes all the time, and I try to correct them. And as time goes on, the older one will start correcting
the younger one.
Exactly. Whenever they make mistake, you will tell them, "Daddy said you cannot use that word."
Coming very soon. Maybe I will employ it very soon. I'm teaching Nigerian children that. And I will pay you. I'm serious. Because we don't just understand that this thing is actually possible. Some parents don't understand that it is possible.
Yeah, and for example, like she rightly said that we've been brainwashed to think that our own language is a vernacular. Like don't speak vernacular and all sort of things. So
Posh.
Yeah. And one thing is this. Let me just make you laugh. When I first arrived in Finland.
Okay.
So I always believe my own Yoruba is when I speak among the Lagosians, they will say, is Arauke, you know, like I'm from, I'm from Shaki. I'm from Shaki.
Àwọn Yorùbá tó gbẹ tó yọrantí àwọn Yorùbá aṣọ ìjìnlọ́rùn ọwọ́. I can relate.
Yeah, so when I got to Finland, I just realized that even people here, they have their own dialect. Even though they all speak Finnish, the people that are living in the western part, their own dialect is different from those that are living in the northern part. And they don't laugh at each other. You know, they embrace each other normally. So, and I just started to think that, why do I need to change myself? You know,
so
why do I need to change myself? Exactly.
My tongue. It's not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible. So, and even if you hear my children speaking Yoruba, they are using the same dialect like me.
Wow.
So,
wow. I am so impressed. Anytime I watch their film, this guy, they have come again. How are they doing it? Like, my daughter, she cannot do less. She must, like, she started speaking Yoruba when she was nine months old. 9 months. 9 months.
Wow.
9 months. If you check my page, you'll see her there. 9 months. Okay. Now, she has done that to part of her body. She knows her number. She knows, like, when I'm teaching in class, she will come somewhere around and she'll be, repeating what I am teaching the children.
Exactly.
So that's very picking at that age. So you will tell me she will not travel out of the country, she will not be speaking English. No, now. She will speak her language first. Her mother tongue first.
we actually need more people. We need more people like you, like Akonilede Yoruba. We need more people like Yoruba for kids, like Yoruba Nimi TV, Yoruba lesson, and so on. We actually need more people like that to help. Most of the time, people in diaspora, to motivate them to create awareness, to let them know that there is power in mother tongue, because it actually helps in when kids are in their developmental stage. It really helps a lot. You never see an European.
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you. Say something. You want to say European something?
You never see an European man living in Nigeria speaking any of the Nigerian language to their children.
No, their language they will speak. Thank you for this point. Very
exactly. So that's why we have to stick. We have to stick to our own mother tongue. Also, it's really important. In Finland, for example, if you are in a community, if you have like let's say 7 Yoruba speaking family, the government will take a teacher for you in your own mother tongue.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Wow. This is beautiful.
Just for your kids to speak your mother tongue because it helps them.
To help them.
Exactly. So, we just have to do more as parents.
You have to be intentional. Now we are all locked down. So we are at home. I asked my guest last week that there's no way that since you've been in this lockdown, that you will not speak your language to your child. Impossible. Now they've not been going to, they've all been at home. Are you telling me you're speaking English from morning to night and you will not speak your language? There's a problem somewhere.
No.
There's a problem. It is when you teach them, that's when they will communicate back with you. But if you are not even teaching them now, I'm sorry, but that, just for example, they just travel outside the country there, like you are now. I'm sure when your children visit Nigeria back, they will speak Yoruba. And all the people, they might be treating them as if they are one special human being, more than
exactly.
If anytime you bring them to them, they will be looking at them as special angel from America that is speaking Yoruba.
Okay, let me quickly share this.
Please,
this is very, very important. It's very important for most parents in diaspora. I'm going to say this because people will see that there is power in the mother tongue. Someone shared an experience with me. There is this family that they are living in. I think they are living in Czech Republic.
Okay.
So they are Igbo family. They don't speak Igbo to their children.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the husband doesn't have paper. He doesn't have the right to live in that country.
Okay.
Okay. So, and one day they were driving. The kids was at the back of the car, and police stopped them. Okay. When police stopped them, they are always two. One will go to the front, and then the other one will. They walk. They are partners. The police. So one was talking to the dad, and then the other one just went straight to the child at the back of the car and started to talk to the child. So when they asked for the guy ID card, he gave them his friend's ID card. The friend who have a legal residence in that country.
Okay.
So, he gave them the friend's ID card. And they asked for his name. So he told them the friend's name. And now the second police officer was now asking the child, what is the name of your dad? Okay?
Yes, I did.
So, like, what is the name of your dad? And the dad was now telling the child in Yoruba, in Igbo. Don't tell him in Igbo. Don't tell him. Because since the child doesn't speak Igbo now, the child doesn't speak Igbo.
How will you understand what the child is saying?
Exactly. He just told the police officer, this is the name of my dad. And then, and the police officer was like, okay, there are two different names now. So which one belongs to you? That's how they took him to the police station, and then they just realized that he's actually an alien living illegally in that country.
Oh my God.
So you see, there is power in the language. So that's one experience I want to share. I hope that this will inspire other parents also. We don't always have to find ourselves in a difficult situation before we know that our language is very, very important.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much for having me.
Thank you for sharing. I'll still bring you back. Maybe 2 weeks time.
Thank you.
I will
Thank you.
One more question. How are you able to pull and your boy, what was their name? Please tell me their name.
Yakub, Kamil, and Adam.
Yakub, Kamil. How do you usually set them up for video and they will be ready as if adults is shooting video? How? How did you pull that through? That's excellent work. I'm like, I need to know the brain behind these children, and they'll be ready and they'll be, oh my God.
Yeah, well, because we have to understand one thing, that kids are very, very smart. And we need to always try to engage our children in conversation.
They are smart.
Even though it might be, we might actually think that this is too much for their brain to comprehend, but we should try. I've been telling them that this video that we make, it helps other children, it helps other parents. We are trying to create awareness, and that people love you for what you are doing. So, and I told them, the day when you tell me that you don't want to make video anymore, we are going to stop.
Oh, wow.
So, they understood, and everything is okay. So anytime, in fact, they're always excited to shoot video. Wow. I tell them, okay, let's go and shoot video. They will say, okay, daddy, we want to shoot video. So because
native and Jafila.
Don't mind them. But
beautiful. Thank you.
Sometimes it's a very difficult work. Oh, thank you very much for having me.
To bring them on board to do the video. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Adewunmi Waliu.
Waliu. Thank you. So next week, upper week, you are coming on this show. People want to just hear from you. We've not extracted enough. This is just paraphrase. We just paraphrase this video. So,
no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. My guys, can they say hello to us?
They are sleeping already.
They are sleeping now. All right. My guys to your family. Thank you.
I'll do that. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so I need to add Star Emilico. I think Tamara is ready. Yep. Okay, so this thing might likely stop now. I need to please. I will start again while we wait for Tamara to come take us numbers in Yoruba. We are still here.